Hey folks, it's Mike with Chasing Trail. Haven't done a video in a while, been busy. I did pick up a new bike. It's a 2022 Beta 430 RRS. I immediately tore it apart and started putting on my bolt-ons. I am almost done with that, hoping to have that wrapped up today, which is Saturday, June 18th. 17th, day before Father's Day. So hopefully I can take that out for a ride tomorrow. On a ride with my dad today. I don't know if you can see him back there. Hukalach. He is on his 2019 BMW R1250 GS. Very nice day today. I think we're in the upper 70s right now. Supposed to be a high of 87. I added this throttle lock down here. I don't know if you can see that, but it does work. So let's see, I'm at 49.50. There we go. It works. So yeah, we're riding out towards Manton. Not sure where we're heading after that. Just wanted to get out and go for a ride. It's raining up in the mountains, so we're probably going to avoid that direction. I will be doing some mods to the Tenere soon. I've received my headers from Yoshimura. I am just waiting on the twin air airbox lid pre-filter. As soon as I get that or know when it's going to be here, I will ship my ECU off to Two Wheel Dyno Works, get that flashed, and then get everything bolted on. So don't have any specific topics in mind for today's ride. I guess I'll talk about why did I decide on the Beta. I had a tough time with this decision. I won't give an overly long-winded answer here, but basically it came down to, I'd kind of narrowed it down to two bikes, which is going to be the Husky FE350S or the Beta. And I wasn't really sure which Beta, but either the 390, 430, or 500. I wasn't interested in the 350 because of its characteristics. It's really a high revving sort of racer. In any case, pros and cons to both. The big thing just came down to cost, and also sort of wanting to put my money where my mouth is. I've sung Beta's praises for a lot of their design choices and customer service and price, and that they're not beholden to the same standards with CARB and EPA yet. They may be someday, but right now they are not. I guess they're considered a boutique importer or a low volume importer. And so anyway, that's been talked about at length. But yeah, the Beta was the better value, essentially. And it was just something a little bit different, and I wanted to try it. All said and done, it was about $3 grand less than I would have ended up spending on the Husky, which is significant. And I decided to use some of that cost savings to kind of finish off the Tenere with the last couple things I wanted to do. Only other things I'll do with the Tenere after the headers and ECU and such is something with the wheels. I want to get these set up for tubeless, but I haven't decided what route I'm going to go on that. I'm probably going to try to seal up the rear on my own, and I may just do that. I may just, if I can seal up the rear on my own, I may leave it be and just leave the tube in the front. Fronts very rarely get flats on the road in my experience, so if I can just stick a plug in the rear and keep going, that would be a good situation for me. So once I decided on the Beta, I had a really difficult time choosing which flavor of Beta. And this is also a topic that's kind of been discussed at length, so I don't want to spend too much time on it, but essentially And I'm talking out of my ass here because I haven't ridden all these, and there's videos out there like Gladius John, who has ridden all of them back to back and can give you a much better comparison, but I'll just summarize based on the information I've accumulated. The 390 is the longest stroke of the bunch and seems to make a lot of torque right off idle, but signs off early. So if you want to lug around with a lot of torque and you want a bike that feels lighter, all these bikes weigh within a couple pounds of each other, but because of the smaller motor and the rotating mass and such, it'll feel lighter. So if you want tractor factor and light, 390. The 430 and 500 are very similar with only two real differences. The 430 has a slightly smaller bore. The 500 is actually a 480cc, so the 50cc difference. Slightly smaller bore and uses a different cam profile. So the 430 revs slightly faster, and it has kind of a power band hit right in the mid-range. The 500 does not. The 500 is smooth linear power all the way up. So it just depends what you want there. And those are really the two I had the most difficult time deciding between, because they had both available. And I had ridden Zendime, I hadn't ridden a 500, but I'd ridden Zendime's 430, and that power band was a lot of fun. I really liked the engine character. Also, when I rode Shane's 450 RX, it's similar. It's got this really strong mid-range, and I find that dynamic, that engine characteristic, to be a lot of fun to ride, and motorcycles for me are purely recreational, so I just wanted the bike that was going to be the most fun, and so that's why I went with the 430. I think the 500 is probably the more practical machine, and that the power delivery is going to be smoother, easier to manage, and a little bit better on the street. So if you're going to use it for real dual sport purposes and spend a lot of time on the road, I think the 500 is the better choice, and from what I'm told, the 500 is the most popular model. I'm just going to kind of cruise today. I'm with my dad, and when I end up riding like my usual asshole self, we kind of get separated, so I'm in no hurry. Just out enjoying the beautiful day and enjoying being on a motorcycle. Oh, the RC park is open. There's going to be little airplanes flying around up there, if we can see any. All I can see are all the fucking floaters that float around in my eyes. Got a lot of floaters. Looks like a bunch of sea creatures swimming around in my vision. The joys of aging. In any case, 430 was the bike for me. I ended up purchasing it from Moto Exotica in Vacaville. My local dealer, Lee's, didn't have any, and they didn't know when they were going to get any more. Otherwise, I would try to keep my business local. I asked them, hey, if I buy this out of town, since I can't get one from you guys, is there any issue with doing warranty work here, honoring the warranty? They said, absolutely not. We totally get it. More than happy to take care of you. I've been a customer there for a long time. I've bought other vehicles from them, so I get a lot of parts and stuff. The next closest dealer was Chico. That's where Zendime got his. I had called them. I don't know what those guys' deal are. They're very unresponsive. I had talked to one guy. I was waiting to hear back. I'd finally given up on them. They called back a week later. I'd almost forgotten I'd even talked to them. Told them what I could get it for in Vacaville, and they never called back. They're like irritated, like, how? What's he doing selling them for that price? He said something like that. Why is he even selling it that low? Like he was annoyed. And they had jerked my dad around. I don't want to give that place my business. I would have if I had to, but So I drove down to Vacaville, got it from Moto Exotica. The guy Dan down there is very chill. He rides the Beta 390 himself. Very easy to work with, very accommodating. Gave me a 15% off on all the accessories. Gave me a free hat, Beta hat. And he had the best price around. So it was pretty much a no-brainer. And I haven't even ridden it yet. Like I said, I immediately tore it apart and started doing my bolt-ons. I'd ridden Zendimes, I know what it is, I knew exactly what I wanted to do to it. So just doing it right from the get-go, getting it all set up. Hoping to have that done tonight. The last part I was waiting on, the tail tidy kit, just came this morning. Get everything bolted on and hopefully be able to take a ride tomorrow. Tomorrow is Father's Day. I know we're doing some kind of family stuff. I'm not sure what yet, but we'll see how it goes. Is what it is. Deal with it as best I can. Whoa, watch out, quails! Fucking hey! What is it with birds lately? Goodness gracious! I hope I didn't clip one. Little buggers. I'm not even going that fast. My buddy Shane came over and he's been helping me with all the bolt-ons and doing that, which thank goodness, because it would have taken me a week or two. Otherwise, I get this stuff done, but I'm very OCD. I'm very inexperienced, and I'm very methodical and everything, and so it just takes me a really long time doing this stuff on my own. I don't mind, I enjoy it, but it legit would have taken me a week or two, and with Shane it's taken us basically 2 days. And like I said, I'll probably have it done this evening, and I'll do a video on all that stuff, of course, once it's all done. Talk about what I picked and why.